Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends, to another episode of Crazy Women Country. I'm Donna.
I'm Paula, and today we have the extremely talented Ashlie Amber with us. How are you doing?
Hey, ladies. I'm doing very well, thank you. Just trying to stay cool in this heat, but I'm good.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Perfect. So, tell all our Crazy Women Country fans, who is Ashlie Amber?
Well, I am a country singer from Thornton, Colorado, and I am curvy, sassy, and rock a giant frohawk. So that's kind of the big hits about me, but also I'm a singer-songwriter. All of my current singles and upcoming singles have all been written by me solely or co-written by me. And I'm just a person who loves music and who's passionate about, everything that I do. And I'm just so thankful to be walking in the space that I am, which is, in country music, and just thankful for the community embracing me. So I guess I'm just a happy singing person.
That is so cool. I love that. That's the greatest bio ever.
So with writing all your music and stuff like that, now what do you start with? Do you usually start with the melody or the lyrics, or do you kind of interweave both at the same time?
Usually it's kind of both, but usually like so when I'm walking my new dog, Guinness, my new puppy that I got a couple months ago, I always get these song ideas that pop in my head. It could be because I'm listening to another song and maybe they'll say something that'll make me think of something else. And I'll be like, hey, yo, that's a song title. Mm-hmm. And then I'll make a note in my phone and I'll like go back through like sporadically and kind of look at my notes and stuff like that. So then when I go into a writing session with a co-writer, or like I decide to like sit down and write myself, I'll just kind of go through my notes and decide like what I'm feeling in that moment. And then I'll be like, okay, yo, I got this song title called this. And I'll be like, what do you think? And I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Like, what's your vision behind it? And then I'll give a little backstory and they'll be like, all right, let's roll. And then we kind of pick out some chords. And then once we have a chord progression, the melody just kind of comes right out. And then we'll kind of put that tagline in there and build from there. So that's kind of the way I write. And I typically write the chorus or the hook first. That's where my strength lies. And then we kind of go backwards from there.
That's cool. That's awesome.
I always love to hear what everyone does, because everyone is so different in what they do. And even when they're writing with other people, it is just, you can tell that when they write with certain people, they do certain things certain ways. And that's why it's always love to hear that.
Yeah, I really enjoy writing with other people because for the same thing, some people are really big on rhyme schemes. Some people are really big on melody. Some people are really big on like verses or this. And it's just really cool to kind of gel with new people and really learn, from those writers and the techniques that they use. So that's one of my favorite parts about co-writing, is just getting the opportunity for that collaboration.
That's cool. Perfect. So we read through your bio. You have had an amazing career so far with some of the things that you've done, which is very, very cool. I have to say, I love the idea of the I Will Always Love You tribute to Whitney.
Oh, yes.
And then being on that amazing boat. I mean, that must have been an experience.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That show has taken me to 72 different countries. Some of which I got to travel to multiple times. And most people don't get to see 72 countries. And so the fact that I was able to do that while I was doing something that I love, which is singing and performing in front of thousands of people a night, like honestly, sometimes I sit back and I'm like, was that my life? Like, is that what I used to do? Like, was that a thing for me? But it was. And Whitney, her music got me through a really hard time in my life when I was younger. And so she's just a woman that I grew up idolizing her voice and, you know, everything about her, because her as an artist and just as a voice, I mean, clearly she's incredible, but also what she did for, you know, the Black community, as far as she was really the first Black female that transcended generations and was a pop artist. Because usually, you know, Black females always get categorized as like R&B or a very specific genre, but she wasn't. Like, she was legitimate pop. And she showed the world, like, hey, we could be pop divas too, and we can sell millions of albums, millions of records, we can sell out tours. And you know what? On top of that, I'm gonna have one of the longest running #1 singles of all time. Hashtag you're welcome. So I loved her. So there was just no other person that I wanted to pay tribute to. And the cool thing about the way I did my show was I was celebrating her and her music, but I was still 100% myself. So I wasn't trying to be Whitney, sound like Whitney, because let's be honest, those are really big shoes to fill. So what I did was just took her iconic music and celebrated it in the best way that fit me. And, you know, people just responded to it. And then it just led to this incredible career. And, you know, like I said, all over the world. So I'm just super thankful for it.
That is very, very cool. Very cool. So apart from that amazing experience, you also did theatre. Is that correct?
I did. I have a huge musical theater background. Yes. You can't see it, but I'm doing the robot. Hey.
You were in some, I mean, really, really big shows. I mean, The Colour Purple. I mean, that film was just iconic, and then obviously being on the stage show as well must have been.
Oh yeah.
You know,
yeah, it was so incredible. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Were you going to say something else?
Go.
Oh, okay. No, actually, the crazy thing is that The Color Purple. So like I said, I grew up in Thornton, Colorado, which is a predominantly white state. And I grew up in the suburbs, we were like the only Black family on the block. And so getting to do a show like The Color Purple was the first time I had ever been in a cast of an entire Black cast. It was the first time. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous, because I used to just be like, hey guys, look at me, I'm belting in all these other shows and doing my thing. And I got to experience, you know, being in this incredible ensemble. And so that show, there's so many memories for me for that, because of that, because the Black community coming together and putting on this incredible show, the response to the show, you know, from the surrounding communities and stuff like that was just amazing. And my co-star ended up being, who played Celie, because I played Shug Avery. It ended up being a girl I had recently met because we were on the same season of American Idol way back in the day. And we ended up becoming like co-stars. So it was just a really, really cool experience overall. And we would do things like Unnecessary Riff Sunday. And let me tell you, you get an all Black cast, do an Unnecessary Riff Sunday, you're getting some good riffs. I'll tell you that.
That was awesome.
It was so much fun. It was a blast.
That's very cool. Very, very cool. And also, obviously, Rent. I mean, Rent, we know, is huge because it had, obviously, the TV show. You had Idina Menzel, and I probably said her name totally wrong, but there you go. I mean, you had a huge cast in that as well, so that must have been, you know, pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that was an amazing experience. I got to play Joanne, one of my favorite parts. Such a great character, such a great role. And again, that's one of those other really strong ensemble casts. And we actually, they have, you know, the Colorado Tonys, as you can call them. And we did actually win for Best Ensemble, you know, for the show that we put together for that. So it was just, again, you just get to meet a bunch of different people, you know, and what I loved about that show is that show was really diverse. There was lots of different nationalities within that show. And so it was just really cool to come together. And, you know, we do these rehearsals for months, and then we do the runs for months. So they end up becoming your family for at least half of a year. And so it's again, just a really great experience.
Perfect. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing, I have to say.
So tell us, who are some of the women that have inspired you to do what you're doing today?
Oh man, there's a lot, and for different reasons. So when I was first introduced to country music, it was actually Tim McGraw who I heard at a pep assembly. The football team was dancing terribly, actually, to Tim McGraw. and everybody was singing along, and I was kind of like the odd man out. And I was, because my household, we were listening to Earth, Wind and Fire, and like the Spinners, and Whitney, and Michael Jackson, and lots of more like Motown, like soul stuff. And all of a sudden, like all of my friends are singing the words to Tim McGraw, and I'm like, did I miss the rehearsal or the memo? Like, what happened? And so that's how my journey started. And then I fell in love with the women. So I started with Tim, and then, I later on found, Shania, Faith Hill, Leanne Rimes, the Dixie Chicks. Like, those are the women that I fell in love with, because they were just badass, and they were different. They were unique. They were edgy. Like Shania, I think the one person you can look at, like, in comparison to my brand, is definitely a Shania, because she came on the scene. She was different. She had a little bit of this pop element, but she was definitely country, and she was edgy because she was so beautiful. And she was like, I'm going to show you that, like, I'm going to show off my curves. I'm going to wear these high boots. Like, and I'm not going to apologize. I'm going to be unapologetic about who I am. And that's very much how I approach everything. And so I think she's probably one of the biggest influences. And then as far as like business side of things, I really look up to women like Beyonce and women like Taylor Swift, because not only are they incredibly beautiful and talented, and they're also incredibly talented songwriters, but they're also incredible businesswomen. They're entrepreneurs. They run their business. They're very much involved. They're not having, of course they have a team of people to help them, but they're still the ones being like, hey, I need lights here. Hey, let's do this here. Hey, let's do that there. And they're boss babes, And so as far as the business aspect of things, those are women that I look up to, as well as Dolly Parton. She's very much an entrepreneur. She's very much a boss babe. Reba, same. Come on. Like, not only is she incredibly talented, but she's one hell of an actress too. And like, how amazing can you be to brand yourself in your own TV show and just have the TV show just be your name? Like, that's the title of the show. So, like, I look up to a lot of those women as well, and all for different reasons.
Those are some amazing women.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I must admit, I saw an interview. I don't actually know if it was with Beyonce or about Beyonce, and they were saying that what she expects people to put in, she puts in just as much. She doesn't expect anybody else to put in 100%, and she puts in 90. She puts in as much as everybody else, and she expects them to be, as good as she is, type thing.
Yeah, so, if I'm giving 100%, like, I expect you to give 100%. Like, it's the same. And sometimes it's hard because you don't want to come across as being too demanding or being certain ways with your team. But at the end of the day, what I appreciate about these women is it is their career, and everything that they have done it because of seeking for perfection, asking for perfection. And it's not that they're perfect, because nobody's perfect, but the goal is to strive to be as amazing as you can be. And that's what those women do, and that's what they expect their team to do. And I don't see how you could not respect that or want to be a part of that, because I want somebody to push me to be the best that I can be, 100%.
Definitely. I love that. That's perfect.
And they're both very humble too. That's the other thing, is they are themselves, and that is it. They're like, this is me, and this is who I am. And
they're take me for what I am, who I was meant to be. Sorry, get my little rent moment in there for you, ladies.
We love it.
That's so cool. But yeah, you've noticed these strong, powerful women are always really humble. They never think where they've come from, and they're still striving to do more and more and more. You get the people who are complete divas, and normally the ones that have fallen apart, or their careers have died a few years down the road, because you need to still keep giving back and everything else. So yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask you about the song Suffragettes, because we were discussing, we weren't too sure how they put that together. Is it different every time, or what it was?
So I'm new to the song Suffragettes, and I actually got discovered by Todd, who is the incredible gentleman that is behind the scenes. He heard me on a podcast, I believe, Color Me Country with Reese Palmer, and was like, who is this girl? And my manager just so randomly cold called him like 2 days later and was like, hey, I just listened to her on Color Me Country. And I was like, I need to get her on the show. And so I did an audition for him over Zoom. And then sure enough, like a week later, I was making my debut on in the listening room, which is such an iconic place to play in Nashville as a songwriter. And yeah, they're so organized, they're so professional. It's different every week. So they always have a different lineup of girls. And I think they rotate between quite a few. So it just kind of depends on who's available, who's in town, you know, things like that. And it's all women powered. And, you know, we just get to go out there and share what we want. Like, we don't have to be politically correct. We don't have to be, 100% radio, like, friendly. Like, this is a pop, you know, country song that's going to be a #1 hit. It could be a heart-wrenching ballad if that's what we're in the mood to share. And it's just really cool because the audience is so supportive. And for somebody like me, who's actually a new songwriter, in comparison to most, you know, artists, especially country music artists who are out right now. You know, I only started writing less than a year ago. And in that time I've accomplished so much, but it's because I was able to surround myself with incredible women like that and incredible writers who were supportive and encouraging. And that's what the whole night is about. Just, you know, women supporting women.
That's awesome. That's what we need. We need more of that. We need more women.
We do.
The women up, you know what I mean? We don't tear each other down. We're here to support each other, and, you know, you know, there's enough stardom for us all to share. Well,
absolutely. I agree.
We'll push you up.
Yeah. Thanks, ladies. I love it.
Hey. That's cool. Perfect. Okay, so we have this really cool fun section, okay, of quick fire questions.
Oh boy. Okay. I'm putting my hands down to brace for this.
There are no wrong answers.
Yes.
Okay.
No answers. Whatever you say.
It's all fun.
Yeah, there's nothing really dodgy, but it's just, you know, just cool. Oh, look, there's Tigger. Okay.
And Tigger says hi. Tigger wants hugs now.
Oh, hi, Tigger. Hi. He's so cute.
He's like, okay.
I love it.
Okay, so early bird or night owl?
Definitely night owl. Although, no, I'm just gonna go with that. Guinness has changed my life a little bit, but definitely night owl.
Okay. What sitcom family or TV family would you be a member of?
Gosh, that's hard. Am I allowed to be friends? Are they considered a sitcom family?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I think we have to change that question to which friend would you want to be?
Right. I think I'm like a mix between Monica and Rachel. Like, for sure. Like, I'm like kind of half and half.
I like that. That's cool. So if we had a look on your phone or your iPod, what would be your guilty pleasure music?
Oh my gosh. I would definitely say my musical theater playlist, which has all the Glee, all of the High School musicals. We're soaring, flying, there's not a star. I mean, if it's musical theater, like, I mean, I may not be bumping it in my apartment, you know, with the door open, but I'll have it in the headphones, like, while I'm cleaning or on a flight. Like, you know, I might have this cool mohawk and he's like, oh, she's probably listening to, you know, something like, you know, like something hard or something. And I'm like, no, I'm listening to Glee right now. What you talking about?
Me and you have to be friends, because seriously, High School Musical rocks. Seriously, anything musical, I love it. I'm
obsessed with High School Musical, like, obsessed.
I've even got like Calamity Jane on my phone.
Oh,
love it.
Okay, girl. We are gonna chat about musical theater after this interview. We're gonna go ahead and get that bottle of tequila that we talked about before the interview, and then we're gonna have girls' night.
Love it.
Perfect.
Okay, what's the weirdest, sweetest, funniest thing a fan has ever done for you?
Ooh, the weirdest, sweetest, funniest thing. Actually, I don't know if it's funny or weird. I mean, lately I've been having fans draw me.
Okay.
And some are not created equal. and so I wish I could show you guys right now. Like, I can't share it with you guys right now because, and I don't have the drawing in front of me, but like, it's super flattering and it's so sweet. But there's one in particular that kind of scares me a little bit. I'm just like, is that what my interpretation is, you guys? But like, at the same time, it's like really sweet and really flattering. And of course I still share it and like comment and be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. But as far as like anything overly weird, hasn't been overly weird yet. And I'm sure it will get that way. But I think that's kind of the sweetest. And, you know, people have sent me gifts and things like that. Like when I was performing and doing Whitney, like, you know, guests would like buy me like a gift or something all the time, but it was always sweet. It was never in like in a weird way.
Anyway, that's good. We'll stay away from the creepy, but at least these people try, you know?
Yeah, no, it's so sweet. Like, I love it.
So cool. I would never draw you because you'd probably have, you know, one eye like this, one like this, and
I couldn't even do it. I could barely draw a stick figure. I mean,
I was gonna say I would be a stick figure. I'd be a stick figure and be like, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Like I would do like a stick figure and then like try to do a mohawk.
Yeah.
And that would be it. That's all you get from me. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool.
After the bottle of tequila, though.
Yeah. Now that would be funnier.
Honestly, you know what would be better is to keep drawing the same stick figure after like 15 minutes after each shot, and then seeing how they change. They could either get progressively better, or we just won't talk about how bad they are.
Be artistic, though, you know, like Van Gogh, when things are like bigger and smaller, and you know, this all.
Yeah. Who knows? Like, well, I guess we'll find out after the interview. So you guys know that's what we're doing.
Boots or heels?
Definitely combination of both. Thigh-high boots with a nice heel on them. Yeah.
Perfect. What's your favorite drink?
Guinness, which is why I named my puppy Guinness.
Ah, Guinness. Yeah, I love that. What's your favorite non-alcoholic drink?
Is that a thing? No, I'm kidding. Totally kidding. I'm kidding. I guess coffee. I'm sounding like I have a very addictive personality at this point.
Oh, I love
Guys, I swear, it's just caffeine and alcohol. I'm good. And sometimes water, okay?
What's your favorite holiday?
Definitely Christmas. Yes.
Christmas. What's your favorite animal?
My dog, puppy, little puppy, little
puppy?
Guinness. He is a toy Australian Shepherd. So he's got all the personality of a big Australian Shepherd, but he's only 20 pounds. So he's like snack size. He's so cute.
That is so cool. I love that. If you could add somebody to Mount Rushmore, who would it be and why?
Well, I think like it should be Dolly Parton.
Of course.
Because like, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, she's an incredible woman. And well, the only reason I say this, I mean, granted, we could go political and we could go that route, but that's not as fun. It's not as fun. But the reason why is because Dolly is one of those really special people who is a boss. Like there's no doubt that she's a boss, right? But she is so kind. She's so nice. She's so careful with what she chooses to say and not say. And I think that she's such a great role model. She took her stardom and her fame, and she realized that she had a responsibility because of who she was and who she is. And I feel like she really did it in the best way. And like, who better to pave the way for us women than, you know, somebody like Dolly, who was coming out with songs talking about, you know, like abortion and like, you know, things like that, like, and losing your baby and stuff like that, way before that was ever a thing. Like, she was a rebel, but yet she somehow still managed to do it gracefully.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make a great point.
Yeah, and she's an icon. Like, who doesn't love Dolly? Like, everybody knows who Dolly is.
And if you think about it, she's really the first person who wrote about, you know, killing people and like really killing people in songs, because I mean, there's so many songs she has Yeah, where she's killed men, women, kids,
Yeah.
dogs. I'm like, she killed dogs in songs. Come on.
Yeah, like she, like I want to get away with stuff like Dolly gets away with stuff.
Yeah.
Like, man, like she, again, it's just because she's so sweet and she's so nice. And I also respect that she's always Dolly. Like every interview I've ever seen and anybody who ever talks about her, they always say that Dolly is Dolly. Like, even if you're in the same hotel room as her, like she will not walk in the same room with you without her being Dolly. She will have hair, she will have makeup. That is dedication. Like, that is true. I know how long it takes for me to do my hair. And so like, it's just dedication. So I really respect that and appreciate about her.
She's definitely amazing.
Plus, we need a girl on that, we need a girl anyway on Mount Rushmore. Like, come on.
Yeah. We do.
Let's bring up the aesthetics. Come on.
Oh, yes. What was the first concert you ever went to?
The first concert I ever went to was O-Town. Who you guys probably do you guys even know who O-Town is?
I don't.
They were on Donna, do you remember that TV show? It was like they like created pop groups, like boy bands.
Yeah.
It was on one of those shows, and they created this boy band called O-Town, and they were at the Ogden Theater. I was in middle school, and of course they were pretty. So, and boy bands really had just started to become a thing. There was NSYNC and there was Backstreet Boys and 98 Degrees and LFO, and like there was all these boy bands. So boy bands were just crazy. And my mom got me tickets, and she actually came to the concert with me. She's a good mom. She's a rock star. And I'm also saying that because she's in the next room next door. So she's in town visiting me for 2 weeks. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, Mom. And she took me to that. And then and then after that, I think that was the first one. And I went to a couple boy bands. And then of course I saw, Celine Dion and some other like really big acts as well too. So my mom was a rock star. She definitely has always been supportive of my music and making sure that I get to get out there and see live music.
That's good. That's perfect. I love that.
That's
we
awesome.
Love your mom.
Yeah, and so nice to hear someone say about the we love your mom too. But the boy bands like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like no one else has really like I've heard that. We've heard the Selena Gomez. We've heard like everyone else, I think, but that is like one of the first I can say that we've heard.
No. Yeah, I love that. Come on, the boy bands. I know all the songs too. That actually might be a guilty playlist pleasure too. Like honestly, I have the boy band playlist. Mm-hmm. I totally do. Like
I still have LFO on my iPod, so
Oh my gosh. What is it? Summer Dreams? Is that the song? Yeah, Summer Dreams. Yeah. Come on, LFO, let's go.
So what's your favorite color?
My favorite color is purple and emerald green, which is actually the color of my condo here in Las Vegas. I have emerald green cabinets. I am committed.
Definitely. So what's the best thing since sliced bread?
Just a whole loaf of bread? No, I'm totally kidding. Terrible. Since sliced bread, I don't know, cupcakes, do those count? I don't.
There's no right or wrong answer to this.
Right. I would say cupcakes. And I love that saying that, cupcakes are just muffins that believed in miracles, because so true.
That is so cool.
If you could talk to anyone, alive or dead, who would you want to talk to and what would you want to talk about?
Man, that's hard. That's actually really hard. Obviously there's like quite a few artists that pop into my head right now, just huge icons. Like, honestly, I don't know. It's not gonna sound weird. Okay, Michael Jackson was an incredible artist, but he was also kind of weird and a little bit, he was so far out there compared to most artists, especially like, for his time. And I would just love to know what was going on in his head. Like when I saw This Is It, and like watching him be, again, one of those artists that's very involved with the brand and what's going on. And his songwriting ability, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of really great songwriters out there, but very few songwriters who are actually like artists, there's a small percentage that are actually writing number one hits for themselves, right? He was one of those. That was just an incredible artist, but he was also writing number one hits for himself. And so I don't know, I just would love to know what was going on in his head. Like kind of the same with Prince, or, you know, some of those like really, I mean, he played every instrument, Prince. Like you just want to know like what goes on in your brain just sitting, you know, on the couch. Like, do you even watch TV? Like, could you even watch TV? There's got to be so much going on in your brain. I don't know. I think that would be cool. Aside from like politics and stuff, that's what I would pick. Those two. Sorry. I'm long-winded.
No, it's all good. Those are great choices too. So if you weren't doing music or theater or anything in that realm, what would you be doing?
If I wasn't?
Yes.
Right.
That's even a harder question, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys, if you could, I don't know, do they get to see this video? Like, because this is a podcast, but if you guys could see my face right now, I'm like drawing a blank. Honestly, that is such a hard question. I started singing when I was 6, and music has been such a huge part of my life. I never had a backup plan. I've never once thought of a backup plan. I didn't go to college. I didn't want to go to college. I was like, why am I going to pay somebody, you know, $60,000 to tell me what I already know that I can sing? I'd rather just go out there and get some experience and learn that way and learn on the job and get paid. And that's exactly what I've done. And so that's honestly, I don't know. I mean, while I was on the come up, of course, I was waiting tables and bartending and stuff like that. But I have a hard time believing a personality like me would have done that with the rest of my life. But I feel like I would be some sort of a CEO or of something, or because I'm very much behind the scenes with all of my branding and all of my stuff and calling the shots. And I'm just a very visionary person with, you know, decor, like home decor and things like that. So I don't know. I feel like it would be something kind of in the same realm of what I'm doing, just maybe not on the front lines, maybe just more behind the scenes, like producing or I don't know, something like that.
That'd be cool.
That's cool, yeah. So if you could be a Disney character, what character would you be?
Just around the river bend, I look once more. Just around the river bend, beyond the shore. So obviously, I'm obsessed with Disney. I know all things Disney. I'm obsessed with Pocahontas. Like, I love Pocahontas. Of course, I love Princess Tiana. I got to play her for a couple things for Make-A-Wish Foundation and things like that, where we go visit kids who are sick and we like perform for them and things like that. So. I mean, that's hard, but I feel like now I could play any of them because times have changed. And with the recent casting of, you know, is it Chloe in The Little Mermaid? I feel like, you know, sky's the limit when it comes to, you know, to playing that. So maybe if there's like a live adaptation of Frozen, maybe I'll get to play Elsa.
That'd be cool.
That would be lovely.
I'm just gonna put that in the universe. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. That'd be awesome.
What about on ice? Would you do it on ice?
I don't think anybody wants to see me on ice. I think that we don't want to see that. We don't want to do that. It's terrible.
Okay, so not on ice. Yeah. Got it. So, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Definitely. Gosh, these are like all hard questions. I'm one of those people that eats anything. If it's like sweet enough or salty enough, like I'm gonna eat it. I'm when it comes to certain things, I don't have a lot of preference. So I guess chocolate chip cookie dough, I think I eat the most of. Yeah.
So then let me ask the next question differently now that you said that. What is your go-to snack right now? The one that you're like, this is the snack I have to have every day. Or every other day.
Right. So I'm actually on a health kick right now. So it's not a fun answer. It's really not. Right now it's like hummus and like cucumber, which sounds like so boring. Or de-shelled pistachios. Those are like my favorite, like lightly salted. But I guess if I had to pick, it would probably just be something simple as goldfish.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those are all great choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hypothetically, if I came to you and said I have to hide a dead body, do you know a good place?
If you are my best friend, yes.
If you're not, keep walking.
Okay. If you're not, then the conversation never happened. Never happened.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what would be a theme song for your life?
Besides everything is awesome, everything is cool, everything is awesome. Actually, that would probably be my theme song from Legos. Everything is awesome. Yeah, I just can't.
The Lego
that's the best
the
theme
Lego
song.
movie. Yeah, like you hear that song and you just can't help but smile and be like, hell yeah, it's awesome. Come on, let's go. Hey.
yeah, you can't hold up.
I was singing that the other day at work. I was like, okay, it's one of those days that,
Absolutely. I love it.
Oh. So tell our audience a good recommendation of an artist, an album, a song, or a couple artists that they should listen to before they die.
Oh man, that is so hard. An artist, an album, a song. An artist, an album, a song. I don't want to go the obvious because we all know that everybody should listen to Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Prince, and Johnny Cash, and Kenny Rogers, and I'm drawing so many breaks, but everybody should listen to those artists. We already know that. So maybe like more underground would be oh, this is so hard. You know who I feel like is underrated a little bit? Not a little bit. I feel like she is underrated. Is LeAnn Rimes. I feel like if you listen to her now, like she's even better than she was.
Yeah.
She's absolutely incredible. I think that people should listen to LeAnn Rimes. Like start from the beginning of LeAnn Rimes and listen to her progression because she is definitely underrated. And when everybody mentions as like your favorite female country artist, like she's always one that nobody ever mentions. I'm always like, yo, what about LeAnn Rimes? Like, don't be wrong. I've said I love Shania. Like, I love me some Dolly. I love me some Faith. But I think she's one that a lot of fans should listen to. Even if you're not a country music fan, you can just appreciate her vocals and how incredible she was. Because again, that was a time before auto-tune even existed, which is just truly incredible. And I think people should listen to because Prince, a lot of people listen to his mainstream stuff, but he was actually, one of the biggest underground artists that the world has ever seen. And I think that people should take some time and listen to his underground stuff that wasn't necessarily mainstream, but still, widely popular if you were a true Prince fan. He talks about things that are still relevant today. And that's what's so crazy about music and history and how it repeats itself.
Yeah, definitely. That's awesome. Perfect. Okay. Last question. Who is your favorite CWC host?
Oh, that's not fair. I plead the fifth. That's it. No, honestly, both of you ladies are amazing. Like your energy has just been infectious. Like this is probably, I'm not even saying this. This is probably one of the funnest interviews I've ever had. And there's been no alcohol involved. I mean, I'd say that's a win-win. So you ladies are fun and you guys are got so much great energy, both of you guys. And I think I've been smiling this whole time because you guys have been smiling this whole time. So I'm having a blast with both of you ladies.
Perfect. That's what we
Wonderful.
like to do.
Yeah.
So,
We just do it to see if someone actually answers the truth, like someone actually did that one time just to see what would happen if we,
Right. My question is, who has more access to backstage passes? No, I'm just kidding.
That's a good question. I'm not sure yet if I have that answer. I just know some songwriters and, some other songwriters and
right.
Yeah.
Because then maybe we might have a different discussion on our hands. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
That's hard. That's bribery, man.
Well, I am in the US, so I guess I have that slight advantage, right?
Yes.
Oh, right.
I just lost you. Oh, there you go.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
That's not fair. So, tell us, what does the rest of 2021 look like for you?
It's a really busy year planned. I could go on a huge list, but I don't want to confuse any of the listeners or any new fans or current fans that are listening. But the biggest thing that I'm excited about next is that I will be making my debut on CMT, on the actual TV broadcast, with my brand new music video, Open. And that is my latest single that dropped a few weeks ago, which has gotten an incredible response thus far. And I'm just excited. Like it's like I'm official, like they can't take it back now. Like I'm a country music association member, and now I'm on CMT. Like, you guys can't take it back. I'm real. So I think that's the biggest thing that I'm excited about. And of course, we have a ton of other things. I'm excited to hit the road again shortly after that. And yeah, I just say for anybody listening, follow me on social media, follow me on my website, and I'm constantly updating everything. And there's a lot in store for right now.
Perfect. So next we need to get you on the Grand Ole Opry, remember? That would be next.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, that is 100% next. And we are definitely working on that.
That's what we like to do.
And I'll be in the audience that night, unless you're going to have me backstage.
Yes.
That's cool too. But either or.
Well, you could do both, because the audience, if you're backstage, you're allowed to come on stage and watch. I mean, I don't know if that's still the same during COVID right now, but hopefully by that time it will be.
Well, we'll just say we're your entourage, so we have to be there.
Yeah.
We have to be
exactly. There. Yeah. I'm here to hold whatever she needs me to hold.
Right?
The dog, whatever. Yeah.
The dog,
or Guinness.
Tequila, whatever. Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, Guinness. Yeah, whatever.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure having you on today, and you are welcome back anytime.
Definitely.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies. I had a blast.
Thank you all for joining us for another episode of Crazy Women Country.
Ladies, guys.
Bye. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.